Thank you. I'm here with Bart
Hi, Ingrid.
from Disney Mobile. Hello. Thanks for taking a few minutes to talk to me. So you're in London. What are you doing here?
Meeting with the Europe team, meeting with partners, and talking to Ingrid.
Are you looking at any startups here?
Always meeting with young developers. There's a lot of talent on the App Store.
Are you guys in a mode to be acquiring anything these days, or is it about talking to individual developers to come onto the team?
I think it's mostly about building really great games and developing our internal capacity. I think on the App Store, there's just the pace of change is so rapid that you really need to be in the community and meeting new developers so that you just stay on top of the changes that are going on.
Do you think it's more about individual developers or studios right now?
Well, I'm trying to build up. We have 3 studios
Yeah.
in the group that I had, one in Palo Alto, one in Glendale, one in Prague. And for me, the big lesson of the last year and a half has been to really invest in the studio talent and really build that capacity and a sense of team. And building out the studio is the most important thing we're doing.
Yeah. How do you when was it then that Disney acquired you guys?
2006, just kidding.
Yeah, quite a while ago now.
July 2010, so I've been with the company for a good year and a half.
Okay. What would you say is the biggest challenge of working in the large organization of Disney versus being a startup or an independent company?
Well, at Disney, there's tremendous scale, and so that means you can get a lot of support in Europe or in Asia. I was just in China and Korea before coming here to London. I'm going to go to different parts of Europe. There's a lot of scale. With that comes complexity. People want you to be on all platforms at the same time. Want you to be localized into 14 different languages. And so, how do you balance being quick to market and being really nimble and having a small team, but also take advantage of the scale is one of the things that I'm always working on.
Yeah. What were you doing in Asia?
Talking about Swampy on a conference. The 25th billion app download was just announced by Apple last week. That was a Where's My Water download. Thank you. It was a Where's My Water download out of China. Went to the Apple flagship store in Beijing, and a lot of people were playing Where's My Water there. So it was really fun to see the game take off.
Presumably there was some warning that it might be your app that would be named.
It's not really how Apple works, There's a lot of surprises, and Apple plays these things quite close to their chest. So it was a delightful surprise for us, just as it was for others.
It was just literally it was Where's My Water, but it was in China, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
And you just happened to be there at the same time?
Total coincidence. I know it sounds really weird, but I woke up in Korea and found out, and the next day by chance ended up in China. It worked out really great.
And did you get to meet the lucky downloader?
No, because she's still reluctant. I don't know if you heard the story, but she's guarding her privacy. Wow.
Are you trying to reach out to her?
Oh, we'd love to meet with her.
Yeah, of course. So in Asia, are you? I know that Disney has done quite a lot in countries like Japan. You've got a whole mobile service going on there. Whereas you're doing something extremely different. Obviously, you tried the mobile service in the U.S., didn't quite work out. Not you specifically, but Disney. What lesson learned there? Is that something you might try to repeat again in the U.S.?
I think Disney's always, led with technology and been early to new platforms, and a lot of those things work out, and some of them don't work out. So the important thing about the smartphone market for the Walt Disney Company is there's a whole new generation of what we call guests that are growing up here. This is their first screen, basically all the kids that are growing up today. And there's whole new markets that are coming online for us at Disney. Basically, China is just opening up for the Walt Disney Company. That's 1.5 billion people. Those are whole new generations of guests and whole new markets that are coming online. And this is their first platform. It's a really critical, important platform for the Walt Disney Company. So we're totally committed to it.
But do you think you might do something along the lines of what you've done in Japan, in, let's say, China or U.S. or Europe?
To be honest, that's not my focus. There's different parts of the Walt Disney Company, different groups that are working on different things. I'm focused. I'm trying to do fewer things and focus kind of relentlessly on trying to do fewer games, quite frankly, every year, but bigger ones, higher quality, and just build the biggest hits on the App Store. That's what my focus is.
So, for a lot of people, mobile gaming has become synonymous with a certain company in Finland called Rovio and Angry Birds. Do you view them as a big competition? What is your big competition these days?
Well, when I was at Tapulous and we had Tap Prevention, I thought of Rovio as the competition, right? But I think they've done a fantastic job with Angry Birds. I think it's a fun game. It's really nicely executed. I think at Disney, it's a big world. It's a big canvas. There's room for lots of people. We've always been about character, storytelling, and deploying technology to deliver magic, so to speak. And I think, if any company can sort of say that and not roll your eyes, it's Disney. So we're here to win. It's a big world. There's a lot of opportunity. Yeah,
for everyone, I suppose.
Yep.
But it's quite interesting because I think that they've in some respects really tried to emulate the Disney business model.
Yeah.
In a lot of what they've done with their approach, and then by default, a lot of the other gaming companies have followed in those footsteps. So if you look at the Cut the Rope and and how they've moved into merchandising and that sort of thing. I mean, do you look on those sort of slightly fleet of foot, smaller games developers, and do you kind of think we need to be more like them and move fast like them, or is there something that you guys have that can?
Yeah.
What's your thing that?
No,
gets
for
you
sure. For sure, we need to move fast. Honestly, I think we're executing at about 2 times the speed that, for example, Angry Birds or Cut the Rope were executed. So can't say that we're not moving fast. For example, with Where's My Water. So definitely, it's one of the attributes that's sort of in my blood as an entrepreneur. We did it at Tapulous. We're doing it with Where's My Water and other titles. Another lesson and best practice from, for example, Angry Birds or Cut the Rope is kind of a relentless commitment to quality and just perfect execution. It's something you see in the indie gamer community. It's just really fantastic. A passion for what you're doing. We're trying to do that. I think we're trying to do that successfully. And that's what we're doing.
Cool. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Ingrid.